Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Jonathan for PokerVIP.com, and it's official, Blizzy is back. I couldn't be any more excited that I've got this footage. I can't wait to just show him off to those who haven't seen him, and to just reintroduce him to those of you that have. Now, Blizzy, by the way, this is not a straight-up coaching video. This is pure entertainment. We talk a little bit about strategy. But mainly, if you want to see big pots played by a complete animal at the tables, then this video is probably going to be good for you. So Blizzy is basically a high roller, gambler, likes to play poker sometimes kind of guy. Goes by the name Meow on Natural8. Currently residing in Thailand, living what we like to call the dream. And yeah, he's playing on Natural8, which is part of the GG network. A network that has grown from nothing, literally 6 months ago, to now being in the top 10 busiest, highest traffic networks in the world, and just not ever stopping by the looks of it. They're just growing. So this is a recording he sent me. I'm pretty pumped. He's going to probably be playing 5-10 because those are the biggest games running on Natural8 right now. And we're just going to watch them together. I'm going to commentate. And yeah, let's launch into it. So, looking at the lobby, 2-player set of 5-10. Looks like it's got Blizzy's name all over it. Let's have a look at this. Loading up. Looks like he might be playing on the Mac client if I'm seeing this table load. Looks a little bit different to mine. Glad he's resizing the table. And yeah, okay, so 2k in his balance. What's he going to buy in for? Probably 2k knowing Blizzy. Oh, he wants position on the guy from, is that the New Zealand flag? Or the Australia? I'm really thick at geography. I do apologise. 1,500, leaving himself 500 back. I like your style, brother. Okay, 2k. Let's load it all up. Why not? Why not, indeed. He's playing Towel and Meatbox. You'll see lots of, like, Asian-facing flags. And wow, first-hand kings. 2k. Can this be the dream start for Blizzy? Okay, I'd like to see him just make it, like, 80, 75, something like that here. He goes 65, which I guess is fine. He's in position. He has a strong hand. He wants action. And we get a good/bad flop. Obviously, we've got that nut flush draw, but there's that ace out there, the card that we never want to see. He bets and takes it, which I think is fine. We can also even check it. And of course, he shows a pretty cool feature that you will find on Natural8. Here, I think he should go for a 3-bet, keep that aggressive style, 3-handed, put people under pressure. See, he's just ticked the straddle blocks. Oh, he's unticked it. Maybe he doesn't like it 3-handed on the button. That's fair. Yeah, good float here. Would be really happy doing it if there was a spade on flop, but he's just floating with king high and that gut shot to the nuts with the queen. Bricks it on the turn, so now he's going to go ahead and check, and we see a check back. And I think here we should probably go ahead and bluff. Meatbox going to have some 10s and some smaller pairs. I think if we just make it like 85 there, we're going to win a lot. And 7s does get to show down a winner. This isn't the Blizzy that we're used to. Maybe he's going to loosen up. Jack 3 on the button, I would open. I mean, you've got a suited hand. It's 3-handed. Let's go ahead and, pump the action in. Oh, and of course, a bit of EDM winter mix. Like when you're a serious poker player, having some EDM on in the background is always going to be a winning strategy. Said nobody ever, but I like his style. Maybe that's going to juice him up. Maybe that's going to get him going. The old Blizzy would have 3-bet that King Jack. He would have gone ahead and opened that Jack 3, so let's hope he does go ahead and do this again. And by the way, if you want to get signed up to Natural8, use the promo code Blizzy, BLIZZY, all uppercase, and you're going to receive 35% rate back every Monday. And you're also going to receive a free $20 in cash. All you have to do to claim that is use the promo code Blizzy and deposit $20 or more. Or less, So basically, it's a deposit match up to $20. That's the best way of me describing actually. So if you deposit 5, you're going to get 5. If you deposit 10, you're going to get 10. If you deposit 20, you're going to get 20. If you deposit $10,000, you're going to get 20. It's up to 20, guys. We're not, made of money. Yeah, promo code Blizzy, link in the comments. Pretty nice little offer there. Gives you a little free run at things. King 6 suited, let's go ahead and raise this up. 30, blind versus blind, looks about right to me. Don't like a min raise blind versus blind. 2.5x, I still don't really like. I always like giving people less of a price to call when I'm in the small blind and I'm just trying to steal. King 6 suited. Also, as well, if you want to see more Blizzy videos, we will link some in the description. He once won £30,000 on New Year's Eve on Sky Poker, playing 5-10, 3-6, and a bit of 10-20. Go for a check here. I think that's fine. We want to control the size of the pot. Blizzy's really contemplating that straddle. I think we go for a check call here. I think Tao's going to stab at a lot of these flops once we go ahead and check. And wow, we're fold there by Blizzy. We run it as well, it would have made a full house. That might tilt him up and make him feel a little loosey-goosey. And wow, I mean, I've seen it all. We're now straddling on the button in a three-handed game. And wow, we get a walk. What a bunch of idiots. I like this, though. This is making the game play much bigger now. You know, effectively every time we're in the straddle, Meatbox only has 50 big blinds, but we are, of course, deeper versus Towel. We go ahead and defend. I think that's fine. We can check and probably just go for a check fold here. But Blizzy has been known to do anything. Anything and anything. We've got quite a series of these coming up, around 4 parts. Like I say, if you like seeing big pots, then this is for you. He is definitely not scared. I kind of know how much he won or lost in this session. So hang around. Hang around. There will be lots of clips of these as well over on the Poker VIP Facebook page. Make sure you give that a follow. We lead the turn. I like it. If this player's not showing any strength on an ace 5-6, then that pot definitely looks like it's stealable. Stealable? Pretty sure that's a word. I'm pretty sure that's the word. Natural8, by the way, offer everything and everything now, and they've just even launched a new tournament schedule where there's 100k guaranteed every day, I think it said, which is just insane for, even though it's a growing site, it's still a pretty immature site, you know, it's still just starting off, it's in its immaturity, so definitely get on whilst the money's there. Cash games running from 10 NL to 1000 NL. If you play 25 to 100 NL, you're going to be loving this. There's like 20 of each games running all around the clock. And a big shout out to our forum member MILF Grinder, who is currently playing the Natural8 10k challenge, and he's leading the way. Out of everyone who's entered that challenge on Natural8, he is number 1. I believe he's turned 100 into 3,500 in the last month or so. Big pot going on here, 1,155 in the middle, 4, 10, 9, 10, 7. Flush draw missed. An all-in and a snap-a-roo. We see 9s full versus a 10. Both players played their hands perfectly. Just one of those hands that you're never going to get away with. You're going to see lots of all-ins on this site generally, and just throughout this video series. King 5 here when we're being straddled. I wouldn't even mind a 3-bet here. Just make it like 180, 185. Meatbox is going to be playing for our straddle. We are in position. So I prefer to see a 3-bet over a call. Calling a King 5, although in position, is not going to be something that makes you a lot of money in the long run. And if you are calling, then maybe a float or a raise here would be worth it. Wow, did Tao just move places to get position on Blizzy? What a piece of shit. Gives him a hello back. Standard Blizzy doesn't give a shit. Okay, so now once we've called, yes, let's do this. Let's go for a bet. I think 100's good. 110 also good. And we take it down. You see, what do I know? When you're Blizzy, you can just call with a King 5, call the flop, bet the turn and win. I'd like to see a 3-bet here. A 3-bet's going to be more fun than calling. Going to build bigger pots. We're going to have the lead. We're going to have a very playable hand post-flop. Here I'd like to see a check raise. Even though we just sort of like bluffed the last pot, check raising here is really good because we have all the backdoor draws. Speaking of the backdoor draw, we see the King of Diamonds and Blizzy opts to bet 100 and... Oh. 33. Okay. Maybe teasing me there. Maybe knows he's being recorded. All in would have been incredibly rash. And I think this river we kind of have to give up. Like, we're just not getting many folds at all here. But the plan failed for the check raise flop. And I think Blizzy's done nothing wrong here. We now click fold to any bet. He is getting out of there. Can't blame him. Cannot blame him wanting to get out of there. Straddling that button, you really have to love it. I mean, if you're playing a game and Blizzy sits down, you know you're in for a hell of a session. He's kind of like, you know, I like to call him the Isildur of Europe. which makes no sense because Isildur is European and Blizzy's in Thailand. So, I don't know why I call him that, but he is kind of that guy where if you're playing him, if he's in your game, you're either going to have a great session or the worst session of your life. And he seems to actually get the best of lots of people, certainly in what we see anyway. Like I say on Sky, he really put it to them. He's never been back since, though, living abroad. Not being able to enter Sky, you see, living between Vegas and Thailand. Sky obviously open to UK, Ireland, Gibraltar, and Finland, I believe. 3-6 suited again. I'd just like to see a 3-bet here. Like, let's just start pounding this guy in position. You know, he's going to be trying to steal our blind. We're going to be able to pound him. And wow, we've called and we've flopped the flush. I'd like to see an immediate raise here. Let's get some money in that pot. We're going to get so many calls from sets, 2 pairs, combos, flush draws, and all that good stuff. I think 155 looks good. 180 is okay, fine. And we get a fold, sadly. Interesting bet of 30 and a fold. Guess just a complete airball. I'd like to see a squeeze here. Let's make it like 150. Don't like the call. We're going to be dominated and out of position. Blizzy definitely a little bit shy on the 3-bet trigger. Going to go for a check here. I think that's about right. And then we can just check fold. Queen on the turn, really not a good card for us, but a good card for our opponents. So not a card I'd like to see him bluff on. Ten on the river. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to have the best hand here once people check through the queen. Instead of Jack 9, because 7-9 I think bet, so I'd just go for a value bet here. I don't think we should be trapping. We should just straight up be going for value and hope we just get called by something random. Or, of course, a worse 10. A value bet certainly missed there. Queen 5, yep, into the muck. And remember, guys, use the promo code Blizzy, all uppercase, to get a deposit match up to $20 and 35% weekly rake back. And just to get on the site, like, you know, deposit 20, get 20. Deposit 5, get 5. Deposit $1 million, get $20. How's that for a return for you high rollers? It'll be credited straight into your Natural8 Poker account. I really urge you. And like I say, check out the MILF Grinder journey. Super interesting. Okay, so Meatbox is basically... Apologies for that. Meatbox is basically just raising our straddle 100% now. So let's just start 3-betting him with like any 2. It's really going to be hard for him to play big pots out of position. Especially now once we're being pretty passive so far. Now we can now start, you know, upping the tempo. 10-6 suited, fine with either choice here of raising or calling. Go for a call flop, a flush draw. I like how you see there bottom right, just under Meatbox, it shows what we've got. And I think a raise is actually fine here. We're going to get a lot of hands that beat us to fold, like, you know, his ace highs. And if he calls, we're in position and we can just go ahead and start making some money. We raise so small as well. I think a bigger raise would be better, you know, 80, 85, something along those lines. And the good thing is here we're deep and in position, so we can even just call if we get check raised, which we do, and we see a queen on the turn. Not the card we're after here. Also got to be wary of higher flush draws, and we see a check. Meatbox might be going for a double check raise, but I'd probably still be inclined to bet here. I could bet like 160, 170. Again, we're just not going to win with, you know, 10 high that often on Showdown, so it gives us more opportunity to go ahead and win. And another check here, and I think we're probably going to have to bluff. Our hand does look quite face up to be a flush draw. But of course, if Meatbox doesn't have much, we are going to get lots of folds. So though he's gone for the trap and has ace high. Yeah, I mean, that's probably why we should bet the turn. And the river, I think if he doesn't have ace high, we get the fold. I just think like ace high always calls, but the rest of his crap folds. So a bit unlucky there, I think. Should again go for a 3-bet here with the 6-8 suited. You don't want to be flatting these kind of hands out of position because you're going to be out of position, and you know you're not going to have the lead. You're going to be check folding a lot. Possibly a flop to go ahead and check raise though. We do have 3/5 of a straight flush. So check raise and then bet basically any straight or flush card that improves us. You know, the 5, the 9, the 10, 4, any diamond, something like that. So I'd fold or raise. Don't ever want to just float here with a player behind. Four's a good card. We can now hit a 5 with the nuts. And we've gone for a lead here. So, you know, Blizzy's very aggressive, just maybe for me in the wrong spots here. Basically a street delayed. And an ace on the river, right? I just don't think we're getting anything to fold here that isn't something. You know, like, we just pray that he's got, like, king 10 of clubs and folds. You know, if he's got a queen, he's going to call. If he's got an ace, he's going to call. So I think we're being a little bit hopeful here. I think this does look very bluffy. If I was Meatbox, I would insta-call with a queen. But we do get a fold, so it looks like Meatbox might have just had a misdraw there himself. And we get to show that 6-8, which is going to pay dividends for us in the future. We're definitely going to get some money off that. And he gives him the ha-ha. Legend! Lots of ha-has going on. Blizzy really making the games fun, as he does. Again here with ace-3. Definitely a spot I'd like to see a 3-bet. We've got to stop defending just these opens. And wow, a fold is way too tight. Should at least be defending. But with that ace blocker, maybe a good spot for a 3-bet. We have to start 3-betting these straddles. Otherwise, we are just burning money. Ace-4 here, I believe. This is a spot I don't mind seeing at least a call. Folding again. What is he doing? You have an ace. It's three-handed. People are opening the buttons a lot. We have to be defending. If we're in the straddle, if we're in the big blind, if we're in the small blind, we have to be playing better. Something that's definitely hurting Blizzy is this blind play. Even this spot here with the queen 9. Maybe better to 3-bet it than to flat it in the small. Could think about flatting in the big blind. And wow, this game's pretty annoying, isn't it? I hope he stops this. Nice to see the cards and get stuff going. But it all plays to Blizzy's advantage. And wow, he somehow bets this flop, gets a flat, and then bets his turn and gets a fold. We get a walk that time. 6-8 offsuit again. A hand that we can definitely flat, but we fold it once more. Blizzy's not got that 3-betting finger on today. King 9, blind versus blind. Let's go ahead and raise it up. Again, 3x for me. Don't like the min raise. This just encourages us to get peeled. We're giving the big blind a much better price to call. And King 9 out of position isn't one of those hands that you really want to encourage further action with. We get 3-bet. Here I'd go ahead and fold. Could sometimes go for a 4-bet. We've got some nice blockers there. I think folding's fine when it's offsuit. Blizzy rabbit hunting every single flop. Wanting to see what he missed out on. Looks like a pair of 3s here. One of the hands I would be fine with him flatting. Let's not allow a limp though. I like the sizing. 70 looks good. Again, if we get a limp raise, doesn't really matter. We'll be in position with 3s. Terrible flop for us. Lots of hands that Meatbox could have made here that would beat our 3s. I'd probably just give up on this one. Meatbox could definitely be limping with all these sort of suited connectors, pairs, jack queens even. We do somehow take it down though. And wow, Blizzy really is addicted to these avatars. You can't chat on Natural8, so this is your only way of communicating. King 10, I wouldn't mind seeing a 3-bet. You know, we have to start 3-betting something at some point. Maybe this hand was it. We do flop top pair though, so let's hope we see a bet. I think 14 to 50 looks good. I think we're going to get lots of check calls here. 7 on the turn, good card. I'd like to see another large bet here of over 100. 65 is way too small. We're giving this guy a great price to go ahead and draw. He'll have picked up some outs as well with that 7 sometimes. Now see a queen of clubs on the river. Not a hand I'm too scared of. Queen 10. Some backdoor flush draws. But with Blizzy's image, I think I would probably go ahead and bet here again. I bet like 110. He goes for a check though. I imagine we win. Yep. I think a value bet missed there. Could just go quite small, give him a good price to call. 4-9 off, we can go ahead and fold. He's really, really enjoying this. Hurry up. I like that one. That one's pretty cool, the hurry up drooler. Okay, looks like I've got a 3 and a 4 here. 3 and a 5. I think this is one of those hands we can just go ahead and fold. He's now going to start 3-betting the guy who isn't stealing his straddle as much with one of the worst hands he's had all day. That is classic Blizzy. Flop absolutely nothing here and a pretty good board for Towel's range. I mean, I would like to see a bet though, even though it is a good board for Towel. We have 5 high. It's going to be very, very hard for us to win this without betting. We now bet the 7. I think we're going to get called a lot here. You know, Towel really needs to have nothing to go ahead and fold, which he does. Our line doesn't make that much sense when we 3-bet the Jack-9 4 and bet the 7. So I would say to Blizzy, just kind of try and think about what it looks like you have. You know, we might start getting owned here once people pick up on this. But as well, you know, it's a good plan to maybe get tricky once people do pick up. Once people do pick up, you can start checking your sets, doing all this silly stuff on the turn. He's been deactivated due to excessive use. So we're about $300, I think, this session. Don't think we've reloaded again, so 377 up. We peel with the 5-6, we see the Ace-3 Queen Rainbow, and we're going to go for a check fold, which looks like standard practice to me. Pick up a gut shot. This might tilt him if the 4-ball rolls off. $90 again here. Towel probably with a decent ace, or perhaps picked up a big draw on the turn. So like King Jack of Spades. Meatbox thinking about it and folds. Sorry, excuse me. I went on way longer than I thought. Jack 8 off, the potato hand. Happy to just see a fold here. If he flats this one, there is a real sadness that Blizzy might be losing his touch, but yeah, he folds, that's good. If he flatted that one, I don't think I could have coped. A raise and a 3-bet. We see a 9-10 king with 2 hearts board. Perhaps some action could be incoming. Everyone about 200 bigs deep now, which makes the game obviously a lot more fun to play and watch. And let me tell you guys, the upcoming parts, there's some stuff there for you. Remember, sign up to using the code Blizzy, BLIZZY, all uppercase. Use the link in the comments or the description. And enjoy. Up to $20 deposit match plus 35% rake back weekly. And once you do deposit using that code Blizzy, we will pick it up on our end and we will credit you the bonus. If you want to talk to us more about it, or if you need help depositing, we'll also put our contact information into the description. So we see a bet raise call and the 7 of hearts on the turn, bringing the flush and a couple of straights, of course. Total brick on the river, changes nothing. Lots of money in the pot. 1565 with 1036 back. And all in. Jack Queen of Hearts for Meatbox. Actually, sorry, he got check raised. So maybe not. Maybe just Ace X of Hearts for him and a hand like a set or Jack Queen for Towel. He says, so sick. I think he flopped the set or a straight. I think Meatbox might have a flush. I've not seen this hand before, so I'm just totally guessing, but it feels that way. Set of 10s versus Ace Jack of Hearts. I actually can't remember what Meow folded now. If he had like Jack Queen in his hand, that would be quite funny. He had Jack 8, right? With no heart, I believe. I think Tow's going to fold once he says so sick. Oh, he calls. And top set versus 2 pair. Wow. Wow, maybe a bit frisky there by 9-10. I got that one wrong, and wow, he instantly leaves. He is tilted and gone. And we go ahead and fold there. 10-8 off. There's going to be lots of heads up in the future parts as well, guys. Big sessions coming. 8-10 off, I think we can go ahead for a peel. I'm going to be facing lots of button opens, so we can definitely start marking our stamp of authority on defending. I think we could just fold. Definitely notice that Towel's c-bet's really small. It normally goes about 1/3 pot. So maybe stealing a bit too frequently, and we could think about some check raising. Jack Deuce, I just fold. I mean, I open pretty much every button, but Jack Deuce maybe falls into the one of folding. Five eight up again, probably just hand I fold. This is a min raise we might appeal, but 2.5x we can play on the safe side. Nines, let's go for a raise. He can pretty much do what he wants here. Min 2.5, 3x. Maybe old classic Blizzy style of 3xing would be cool, especially when deep. Get a call here, good flop, 1 over card. Let's go for a bet, about 25. Or just pot it, that'll work. Maybe not the greatest play, although we will get lots of value from draws, and, you know, he's not going to fold an 8 to 1 bet, so, you know, shows the 9 of spades as well. King 4 off here. Looks like he's going to go for a fold. He's been folding quite frequently. He's going to defend King 4. Okay, and we see a 4, but it's followed by a 9 and a 10. We're going to go for a lead here. Lots of hands that can float, that's for sure. 10 on the turn, probably a good card for us. Makes it less likely that Tal has one. And another check and a river 10. I think we got the best hand, so I'll probably just bet here. Get called by some ace highs. I'd bet like 85. Because Tal will basically think, well, he's got a 9 or a 4 or quads, and I've got ace high, so I'm going to call. So I think a value bet maybe missed there. King 4, let's go ahead and open the button. Queen 7, Queen, a rainbow. Happy to just go ahead and half pot it. Okay, 30 and 40. Maybe we don't need to go that big, but we take it down. Let's show that king. Let's show the 4. Yeah, I thought so. I was thinking that's classic Blizzy showing the 4 ball. Queen 9 suited, nice hand to go for a 3-bet here. Definitely want to start 3-betting more frequently generally, but certainly in these heads-up spots. Sizing's way too small. Let's be going at least 3x in these pots, Blizz. C-betting fine. We have some good turn cards. We can rep a lot. We would bet all of our overpairs and sets and flush draws here, so can certainly do a Queen 9. I think I'd be happy to see a barrel here. I think we're going to get floated by Tal quite a lot. We have a gut shot. We have 2 overcards. We'd continue to bet our sets and overpairs and lots of our flush draws, so I'm cool with betting our Queen high. 200, maybe slightly too small. Maybe it should be like 230, but definitely go for that bet, buddy. Oh, no. Yeah, okay, I like it. Let's see a queen on the river. A red queen. A red king, pretty good card for us. I'd probably just go ahead and bet again. We're going to have lots of king X of spades. He's going to have lots of 5s and 7s. Queen high is not going to win the showdown, so that was definitely a bet for me there. And I would have got about 465. I think we actually get a fold here a lot with the a7. 465, 565 in that sort of range. Got to go ahead and pull the trigger. Not like Blizzy not to. Playing a little bit safer today. But like I say, those future parts he definitely opens up. Seven 4 we can fold. And we will actually call it a video there. And as you can see, there's lots of footage to get through. There's a few more videos as well that I've been sent. But yeah, guys, this is Natural 8. These are soft games. Super easy to deposit and withdraw. We're available to help you 24/7. Use the promo code Blizzy, BLIZZY, receive a deposit match up to $20 plus 35% rake back weekly. Like I say, our contact details will be there. The sign-up link will be there. There'll be more parts of this coming up. Give a little round of applause for Blizzy for coming back and making these videos. He's definitely been missed. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. This was Jonathan for PokerVIP.com, and I wish you the very best of luck on the Natural 8 poker tables.